Have you ever signed up for anything online or ordered something online, only to find out that when you enter the site or sign up for a service, you are greeted to a privacy policy and data privacy agreement? If so, do you read through the statement or do you just agree and continue on with your day? You might have just given a company the right to use your data for the purpose of soliciting you ads or pushing products your way without you knowing. My name is Kevin Vasquez, and today I would like to inform you about the topic of data privacy and how companies use your data for marketing purposes. To start things off, there are currently big issues in data privacy, including the fact that there is no federal law that governs data privacy in the United States. Noah Ramirez, author of Data Privacy Laws, What You Need to Know in 2020, explains that the Federal Trade Commission Act has broad jurisdiction over commercial entities under its authority to prevent unfair or deceptive trade practices. While the FTC does not explicitly regulate what information should be included in website privacy policies, it uses this authority to issue regulations, enforce privacy laws, and take enforcement actions to protect consumers. Along with the FTC, there are several states that are introducing bills to introduce more strict privacy laws. Out of all the 50 states, there are only 3 states, California, Maine, and Nevada, that have had their bills signed and passed. These bills all have different areas of data privacy that they mainly govern, and not every state will have the same data privacy laws as others. This is a big issue because what we might think is an invasion of data privacy in one state might not necessarily hold up in another state. Furthermore, another big issue in data privacy is how companies ultimately collect your information. As stated earlier, data privacy laws are vague and practically non-existent in nature. So there isn't really a set specific way for companies to ask or obtain your information. This is a huge flaw that companies can sometimes benefit from. Max Friedman, author of How Businesses Are Collecting Data and What They're Doing with It, explains that customer data can be collected in 3 ways: by directly asking customers, by indirectly tracking customers, and by appending other sources of customer data to your own. Most of you know that when he means directly asking customers, it's usually by a data privacy agreement you acknowledge in websites when you enter them or social media platforms. The indirect approach usually suggests using your IP address on your device to pinpoint your location and using your location for location-specific advertising that may or may not be relevant to you. Other concepts include the way you interact with customer service and service feedback, and comparing it to other customers so that they can tailor their service experience better for future customers. What's important to realize is that your data might be used for many things without you really knowing. But the big question is, how do companies actually use your data? This is another topic that Max Friedman covers in his article, explaining the many ways companies use consumer data that they collect. These examples include improving customer experiences, refining marketing strategies, transforming your data into a profit, and securing more data for future uses in the other areas mentioned. These topics are big issues because with all the handling of data, there's a possibility of privacy violation. According to Zhu et al., authors of Information Security and Big Data, Privacy and Data Mining, they explain that individuals' privacy may be violated due to the unauthorized access to personal data, the undesired discovery of one's embarrassing information, the use of personal data for purposes other than the one for which data has been collected, and etc. There are possibilities that arise when companies collect data and distribute it amongst themselves, so there is a big probability that they can encounter sensitive information that a user did not agree to. This is probably the biggest issue we face, and because there isn't a federal law that governs data privacy, the end user, like yourself, will never know what information that belongs to you is out there for companies to pick out and choose what they want to use it for. In conclusion, data privacy is a big issue we currently face in the United States. Since the United States does not have a federal law that governs data privacy, it can ultimately harm the end user that agrees to share their information to companies. This information can be used in a variety of ways that don't benefit the user in any way. Not only that, but there stands the risk of the discovery of sensitive information, and that is a big issue. By informing you about this issue we face in our technology-driven age, I hope that individuals are more informed about the issue and take the necessary precautions to protect their data so that your data cannot be used by companies for their monetary gain. Thank you for your time.